it's me, Jackie Potato. So, we all know what I'm going to talk about today. Or do we? Saturday. Did anyone watch The Masked Singer? Yes, no? I know some people are actually now watching it because of me. And I don't normally watch it, but obviously I have to. Because I want to. Just because of Jackie Potato. So, my mum phoned me on Saturday. And I was like, and I know she probably watched The Masked Singer because she watches Saturday night TV. She's like, yeah, there's some good singers on it this year. I went, do you know who Jackie Potato is? She's like, oh no, we have no idea, but we like him, we like his voice. I went, oh, do you not know who it is then? She's like, no, do you? And I'm like, it's Richie Sambora. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, I would know that man's voice, like, anywhere. And I said, it's not just his voice. Not only do the clues point to him, his mannerisms, like the way he like does things with his hands when he's performing, it's like 100% Richie. And then I went through the clues on why it's him. She's like, oh, I'll have to let people know that I've worked it out. Did you work it out? I mean, she only knows who Richie Sambora is because I explained who Richie Sambora is. So, Saturday, he did not get, I nearly said evicted. What's it called? Not evicted, what's that word? Eliminated. And it's obviously because of the guitar playing. I mean, did you hear the crowd and did you see the judges' reactions? She actually loves The Masked Singer. When it's on, she's literally staring at the TV thinking, what the hell are them? But it's like she literally is enthralled with it. She just sits and watches it, whereas I don't watch it all. It's on, but I'm like not really paying much attention to a lot of it. But yeah, I hope he plays guitar this week, and I hope he gets through to the final. I mean, he is definitely the best person on there. He's the most accomplished singer, songwriter, performer. Like, he's got it all. But obviously, unfortunately, it's up to the audience. I mean, I don't know why it's up to the audience. Clearly, they've not got any taste, because if they had any decent taste, it's obviously going to be someone as talented as him rather than whatever. Anyway, the clues. What were the clues? Oh, the clues. The one about 80,000 like people. They always perform to stadiums. They don't do arenas, and stadiums hold up to 80,000-90,000. There's been, when they did Twickenham, it was 100,000, but a lot of stadiums hold between 50 and 80,000. So he's like 80,000. It's 80,000 fans watching him and singing him back. Also, do you know when they did, like, he performed and then he did the clue and they did it backwards, you'll find me in the Hall of Fame? That's what he's saying, because he's inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he went back to the band to perform in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance, and it was like the best performance they've done in years, because obviously he left 10 years ago this year. So when it's played backwards, he's saying, you'll find me in the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Another clue was, unless you've watched him do an interview, you won't know this, but he says that he's forgotten more than you'll remember. If you Google or go on YouTube and search for an interview that he did with, I think it was People magazine about 2 years ago, in the interview he says that he's forgotten more than you remember, which he's basically saying he's lived such a full life, like a life that not many people get to live. And he's experienced so much stuff that he's forgotten more about his life than you remember about your own life, because obviously he goes like from country to country when they're on tour, and they're on tour for 18 months and they're like going to 50 odd countries. So he's going from place to place to place to place every single day. So he's forgotten more about his life than we remember about our lives. So he said that in that the video before he performed, and if you go and look for that People magazine interview from around 2 years ago, he says that exact same thing, and he said it in other interviews, but that's the one that I can think of that you can easily find. I can't remember what the other clues were. What were the other clues? I can't remember, but he performed one of my all-time favourite Fleetwood Mac songs, Go Your Own Way, and when he started playing, I was like, oh my god, he's literally playing one of my favourite Fleetwood Mac songs. But Go Your Own Way, he went his own way. He left Bon Jovi, so there's another clue. He left Bon Jovi, he went his own way, and he's like, go your own way. And obviously he did Go Your Own Way because that song is very guitar based, and that's another amazing guitarist, Lindsey Buckingham. So the clues are all there, and then obviously got through. Do you know what? I don't think I've smiled so much in a long time than I did. Like when he got through, I was just like so happy. It was like I had when he got through. So at least I get at least one more performance from him. I hope he gets to the final, but you know, he's literally the best one on there. Like there's literally no unparalleling. There's no comparing his talents to anyone else on there. No one has done what he's done in his life. No one's as talented as him. So by default, he should get through. But, you know, it seems to be up to the audience who have poor taste. But I hope he performs. Did you see the judges' reactions? And they're still bloody guessing random people. Like, why? I think they're going to have a shock when they find out who it is. But also, he played guitar live, and all these people doubting it. But if you, like, listen carefully, like when he's not playing, you can hear the other guitar, which is on the backing track. But when he's, like, actually playing the guitar, you can hear he's actually doing it. Because at one point, and you might not have noticed it, but if you've got a musical ear, he actually plays the wrong note. Only, you can't tell because he's actually playing in tune, but he plays the wrong note only for a split second before he moves his finger into the right place. But it must be difficult for him because he's actually viewing the guitar not by the glasses. His eyes are actually where the mouth is. He's not that, he is tall, he's like 6'2", but he's not that tall. If you see him when he stood next to, I can't remember what they said, is it Joel? When he stood next to him, literally, he's like, he's tall as well, and he's taller. His eyes are in that little bit of mouth thing. So when he's like playing guitar, if you can, like, if you watched it, he's like that because he's trying to see the guitar through that little mouth thing, and it must be really difficult. So that's why he played the wrong note. But unless you actually know the song and have like a really good ear for music, you wouldn't have known he just played the wrong note. But it wasn't out of tune, so you wouldn't realise. But for like a split second, he hit the wrong note. So you could tell he was playing live. And also when the song finished and he was showing off a bit, he played a bit of guitar. So it just proved he was playing it live. Yeah, he's playing to a backing track that's got guitars on it, but that's just to enhance the sound. Obviously there's only so much he can do with a guitar. So I hope he plays guitar again. But on Sunday, because I told my dad he's on The Masked Singer and he doesn't really know what The Masked Singer is. And then I played it and he's like, well, yeah, that's Richie Sambora. I'm like, yeah, but there's fans online saying, like, they've been fans for 30 years and it's definitely not him. And he's like, no, that is Richie Sambora. And he's like, what's the premise of this Masked Singer? And I had to explain it to him. And he's like, how did they get Richie on it? I went, well, that's my question. Because I told him some of the others that are on. He's like, who's that? Like, and that speaks volumes. Like, so I'm looking forward to this weekend. I hope you don't get voted out. But obviously, it's a double elimination. So, you know, is there 5 of them? So there's a 20% chance it could go. So hopefully, fingers crossed he doesn't, but at least there's another performance and I'm intrigued to see what he's going to play. I think he needs to do like the bigger songs because I think that's what's getting him through, and I hope he plays guitar again because why not? He plays guitar, why shouldn't he play guitar? Anyway, that's that. I need a wee really badly. I don't know why, I had to go to the toilet for a wee about 8 times before I left, and then I was like, I'm going, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to go again, and I need to go again now. I think it's what I had to drink this morning. I think it's just irritated my bladder, but I didn't know it would irritate my bladder because I have it all the time, but maybe it doesn't, and when I'm at home I don't notice. Anyway, what else was I gonna say? Today's vlog that went up Monday, this is gonna go Wednesday. I know I edited it together and stuff, and I did say random stuff about the D word because I just because I saw someone acting suspicious and it reminded me of something. I did actually edit I went on for a few more minutes about it, and I did edit that out. That's not why I obviously edited the video. I obviously edited the video because I filmed in like 3 different places, and then I put a clip of the dog on the end, which obviously if I didn't edit, I wouldn't be able to put all that together. I only just managed to save it, but there's so much there's so much footage on my phone, it's getting more difficult to save things, and I'm not gonna edit videos all the time. This isn't the idea of this, me doing an actual type of vlog, because it kind of was in a way a vlog. I don't want to have to edit stuff. Like, I don't mind if I go on and like say I've put something in the video accidentally, or I've shown something that I don't want to show. I don't mind going on and taking like a minute to edit something. Obviously that took longer than a minute to edit. It wasn't like the longest edit ever, obviously, but I'm not going to keep editing videos like that. It was just a nice change to be able to do something like that. Day to day, I can't typically do that. I can't show you well, I'm not going to show you a lot of things that I do. A lot of things in my life I don't put on this channel. I do, like, if you go onto my other if you have access to the private ones anyway, you do see a bit more about my life, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm not going to put on here. I don't mind doing Friday ones because obviously I do go to the shops and stuff, but obviously I'm not going to walk around the shop filming myself or anything like that. So if I do anything like that again, it potentially will be a Friday. It won't be my day-to-day stuff. I mean, the stuff that I do that's like boring and you don't need to know, and like, there's like stuff that like you're not going to want to watch me wash up, are you? Or like do worky stuff, or do like, oh, I need to do that today. Do you ever like have something that you need to do and you just keep putting it off, and then like you keep putting it off and off and off because you just don't want to do it, because you just don't, like, there's no real reason why you don't want to do it. Well, it might be a little bit stressful, and then you just keep putting it off. I've been putting some off for about 3 weeks. But in my defence, I was ill for 2 of them, and I'm still not 100%. I'm about 80. I just can't shift a couple of things, like, and I just want to like feel better. I mean, most people get sick probably want to feel better. I think it's warmer today. I don't have a big scarf on. I've got, this is my hunter scarf. Hunter, is it hunter boots? Or is it hunter's boots? Hunter. Because I don't think I need a big one. I've got I didn't know what I was going to wear, and then I saw my slim fit joggers, and then I was like, oh, should I put on the matching cropped jumper? And then I was like, oh, I wonder where it is. And then I found it without even looking, because I was looking for something else. Like, not even clothes, I was just looking for something. I was like, oh, what's that? And it was oh, I can't show you, the crop jumper. So I've got that on. I've got a t-shirt on underneath tucked into my joggers, because obviously the top's cropped, so you don't want to see the t-shirt hanging out. I mean, you wouldn't anyway. I've got this big coat on. And I'm only wearing the big coat whilst it's cool. When it gets warmer, I won't have this on at all. Like, I might have a jacket on or a jumper, so hopefully the weather will improve and I won't need to wear this. And the reason I wear this is A, because I go up into woods and like across streams, and like I don't walk on paths, like, and I don't, like, if I do walk across grass, it's normally to get to something, like, and like when the grass is really wet, there's splashback, so I don't want to get like a nice coat or whatever muddy. This I don't mind, and it's warm, and the pockets are big, so I don't need to bring a bag, so I can just shove loads of stuff in my pockets, and that's the main reason for wearing this. Also the big hood, and it just keeps me warm and dry, so that's why I wear this big massive coat. I don't dress up for walks. I don't like wear stuff that's not appropriate. My dad saw 2 people the other day, was it Saturday? And it's like, he said they obviously don't go on dog walks often, or they're new to dog walking, because they had brand new wellies on, knee-high wellies. Like, and where he was, you wouldn't wear wellies. Like, I wear wellies because I go near streams, I go near rivers, like I go where there's really wet stuff. Like, and there's sometimes, like, I go near streams that have, like, when it rains a lot, and they've, like, flooded all over the place, and then I'm walking somewhere where the water's 4 inches deep, because the streams or whatever's flooded everywhere. That's why I wear wellies. But if I'm not going to go somewhere where I know there's, like, where it's going to be dry or not super muddy, then I'll have walking boots on or something like that. I'm not going to wear wellies. And he's like, they stood out, they both had like shiny new wellies on. They had like coats on you wouldn't really work for a dog walk where you were wearing wellies, because if you're wearing wellies you're planning on getting some muddy or wet. And he's like, and the female had done her hair and was coated in makeup. He's like, he was walking past someone and he was like, have you seen the state of those two, like it's the first time dog walk? And I'm like, if you go dog walking, all you really need is clothes that you don't mind getting dirty, because if you're doing a proper dog walk and you're not just showing your dogs off and like, oh, I've got a dog, if you're doing a proper dog walk, there's a good chance you're going to get muddy, so you're not going to put your best coat on or your best whatever. And also, if you're walking somewhere that's not going to be really wet, you don't need full length wellies or wellies at all. So there's a horse literally going past me. She's scared of horses. Oh, it's such a beautiful horse as well. I can actually horse ride. There you go. I think I've told you before, haven't I? She's scared of horses. Where was I? I can't remember where I was. There's been a few incidences with horses. The last time was I was walking back to the car and we got to the car and there was a horse coming past on the other side of the car. She hid behind the car and then popped her head around to make sure it had gone. I mean, I don't think she can work out what they actually are, but she seems to be a little bit scared of them. And then there was another time when a horse was coming towards us and she was like trying to drag me like the way we'd just come, even though that's the way the horse was going. And I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. And she was getting really agitated. So I like crouched down next to her and stroked her whilst the horse went past, because obviously I don't want to jump it around because I don't want it to spook the horse. So she can't quite work out what horses are. And she doesn't know what to think of them, but she thinks sheep are dogs. But, you know, so anyway, if you're planning on like getting a dog or you want to start going somewhere to walk dogs, you don't need wellies. If you do get wellies, just get some short ones, because like long ones are not necessarily in most places unless you're going to planning on actually getting in a river. You just need a, like if it's cold, a big coat that you don't mind getting muddy or filthy or even ripped if your dog's a little demon. And just clothes that are, like keep you you're comfortable in. You don't need to glam up to go for a walk or coat yourself in makeup or do your hair really nice. Yeah, if you've come from work and you go straight from work and walk the dog, yeah, you're gonna look better, like if you work in a job where you've got to look nice. But you don't need to go out and buy like wellies and all sorts of stuff. You just parked behind him before. This guy, this little old man, always comes back to his car and he walks around looking at it to make sure there's no damage to it. I mean, I don't think it's going to get damaged here. There's like spaces for 3 cars, like, and that's it. So unless I actually had driven into him, you're not going to get damaged, and you can't get on the other side of his car. So I don't know why he was looking there, but he always looks. I remembered him last time he walked around looking at his car. See, someone's just parked behind me, so now there's a row of 3. But I'm going to get out in a minute. I'm going to put 2 more pairs of socks on my wellies. The reason why I put 3 pairs of socks on is because A, if it's cold, it's going to keep my feet warmer. B, because I've got wellies on, they don't grip hold of your feet, which if I was walking across just grass or on paths or pavements or whatever, it'd be fine. But because I'm going up rough terrain and like it's like my feet sometimes end up on angles and like rolling over, if there was nothing, no thick socks on, making sure that the boots actually touched my feet, if I go over, which happens often, I slightly go over because I'm walking on rough stuff, I could really hurt my foot. But because I've managed to book out the space with my sock, when I do go over, it doesn't hurt, or like I don't do any damage. But if it was super loose, it would be more painful and I'd be more likely to break something. So that's why I pad out those wellies, because obviously wellies are wellies and it's one size fits all, whether you got wide or slim feet. I think hunters actually do a slim fit wellie with, like if you've got very slim legs, or sparrow legs as one of someone round where I live calls someone else, says they've got sparrow legs. I mean, that's one way to describe slim legs, I don't know. But you can get slim boots with slim feet. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Have a great week. Peace out. I'm so random.